Grace and peace to you, friends. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to my very first podcast. If you're on YouTube, welcome back to the Oak Tree Journeys. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Mandy Oakes, and just a little bit about me. I'm a Christian first and foremost. I'm also a writer. I'm a Sunday school teacher, and I love hiking and running and anything outdoorsy. I love it. Today, we are starting our Encyclopedia Challenge. Now, the previous two videos on YouTube were the preface of the 1909 encyclopedia that we'll be using and the 1956 encyclopedia that we'll be using. So today we're actually going to get into the meat of the encyclopedia, so I'm very excited that you're joining me. Before I forget, if you want to participate in this challenge, be sure to like the video or the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube so you won't miss any of the entries. A note about this challenge, I've been asked if you have to read along. Some people were a little wary, like, oh, I don't have the encyclopedias, I can't read along, I can't participate. That's not what this is. This is not a read-along challenge. The whole reason I'm doing it is because of the lack of audiobooks out there for encyclopedias. That's the reason I'm doing it. So if you want to listen to an entire encyclopedia, then this is the podcast for you. Welcome. And it's for anyone who's interested in words, interested in encyclopedias. If you've ever wanted to read an entire set of encyclopedias but never had the chance for whatever reason, welcome. This podcast, again, and video is for you. So I appreciate you coming. With that being said, as you can see, I am doing things a bit differently since this is a reading for encyclopedias. I didn't want any of the distractions that videos can cause. So I'm trying something new, and if it works, then I'll just keep doing it. Also, bonus content will be coming soon on my website, theoaktreejourneys.com. It's under the Encyclopedia Challenge. So I don't have it up yet, the bonus content part, but I will very soon. And without further ado, today's audio and video will be brought to you by the letter A, quite literally. So, before I actually begin reading the encyclopedia entry, though, I just wanted to share a memory with you. Kind of what, I guess, the seed that was planted for this. It by no means pushed me into reading encyclopedias. That was actually a news report that I saw, and you can see that on my blog, or read about that on my blog. But the seed was planted when a principal of an elementary school, during an award ceremony, and just side note on award ceremony, if you don't have children, award ceremonies for children are just so cute. It's just so adorable. You know, you see the little bitty kids running up, sometimes excitedly, sometimes very shy, up on a stage to get an award. It's just adorable. But something that the principal said to me, it just kind of made me go, yeah, no. She said that all the kindergartners were going to get awards because they knew their ABCs and they could say their ABCs, and there was not much else you could do with ABCs other than speak it and write it. Now, you may disagree with me, and that's fine, but that's not all there is to ABCs. It's just not. There's way more to the alphabet than just learning to say them and write them. So much more, and we're going to get into that. And so, if you're here, I'm assuming that you agree with me if you keep sticking with it, because we are going to find out that there is much more to the alphabet than just reading and speaking your ABCs. So what the first entry that I'm going to read from will be from the New Imperial Encyclopedia and Dictionary, published in 1909. So let's get to that. And again, the preface of this was already read in the YouTube video. All right. A. first letter in the alphabetic scheme of nearly all languages, and rightly so, for it represents the first vocal sound produced by the organs of speech. The vowel sound heard in mama, papa, father, potter. Its utterance is effected by the mere emission of the voice, the mouth being open without any cooperation of the lips, the tongue, or other organs of speech. Its name in nearly all languages, English being the most notable exception, is ah, the sound of ah in father, but in English is a as in fate, though it is also used to represent at least 4 other sounds, as in past, care, all, many, and it represents also an obscure vowel sound like u in gun. The name of this first letter in the Phoenician language and also in the Hebrew is Aleph, and that is of the second letter Beth. And these names changed to Alpha and Beta, were adopted by the Greeks, hence the name of the letter scheme alphabet. For the modes of distinguishing the different values of vowels and consonants in English speech, see the scheme of sound symbols prefixed to each volume of this cyclopedia. The form of the capital letter A is the same in Greek and Latin as in English and nearly all the modern European languages. The Gothic A, which still persists in the German, is a modification of the Greco-Latin A. So as you can already see, I'm going to pause there. The letter A is way more complex than just knowing that it's the first letter of the alphabet. Okay, let's continue. A or N is the indefinite article and denotes one. As late as the 16th century, it was usually written one or N. That's A-N-E. Before a word commencing with a vowel, the form of the indefinite article is N, e.g. an owl, and the same form is used when the second word begins with silent H, an hour. But before the aspirate H, the article is a howl. This rule is followed without any exception in American usage. But in English usage, the form N is used before an aspirate when the accent of the second word falls on other than the first syllable. A history, an historian, a hundred, an hotel. When a vowel is in pronunciation, a consonant, that pronunciation determines the form of the indefinite article, such as a1, not such, and one. Before the vowel u, as in unit, and before the same sound, yu. However spelled, the form a is always used, a eulogy. Nevertheless, many eminent authors employ the form of an in such instances, writing such an one, an university, an eulogy, an usurer, an unicorn. A, as an element in the formation of compound words, is either of native Anglo-Saxon origin, or it comes from the Latin or Greek. If of A.S. origin, its meaning might be that volume 1-1 of the indefinite article, one or at, two of, in, on, going a-fishing or a-birding. I am a-coming, a-swimming, now usually in swimming. Such phrases are regarded by Max Muller as more accurate than those which have supplanted them in the speech of the educated. They were in approved use when the authorized version of the Bible was made. The a in compound words of Latin origin stands either for the Latin preposition a, which has also the forms ab and abs, meaning away, or for the Latin preposition ad to. The Greek preposition a is privative, signifying absence of, lack, sometimes for euphony sake, and represents this privative a atheist. A privatus theos God, one who believes not in God, and electric, non-electric. A. A is also a note in music. The first note of the scale of A major, minor, and A minor is the relative or related minor of or belonging to C major. The continental LA The open second string of the violin sounds it, and the instruments of an orchestra are all tuned to it. C key. A. 1. A symbol by which first-class vessels are known in the Record of American and Foreign Shipping and in Lloyd's Register of British and Foreign Shipping to denote the highest rating of a merchant vessel. In the American record, the rating ranges from A1 highest grade to A3 lowest. Intermediate degrees of seaworthiness are indicated by the numbers 1.5, 1 3/4, 2, 2.5. In Lloyd's Register, wooden ships are rated A1 or first class for a term of years, varying according to the materials and the fastenings used in the construction. The other symbols used in Lloyd's Register are A1 in red, AE, and E, and they indicate lower degrees of seaworthiness. Iron and steel vessels are classed for an indefinite period under a system of frequent surveys, the varying degrees of strength being indicated by the formulas 100A1, 90A1, 80A1, etc. In the United States, vessels are rated by U.S. government surveyors. In Great Britain, the rating is by a society of shippers incorporated under the name Lloyd's Register, and the society's officers make periodical inspections of all the shipping entered in the society's books. The expression A1 denotes in commercial language high credit. In colloquial language, A1 or A number 1 expresses high commendation. So that is the letter A. Now we go to the letter AA. Name of a number of rivers and systems in the north of France, Holland, Germany, and Switzerland. As many as 40 have been enumerated. The word is said to be of Celtic origin, but it is also allied to the Old German aha, Gothic ava, identical with the Latin aqua, water. Ak for ak is another form of the same word. 4 streams of the name of Ak fall into the Lake of Constance. The word in both forms occurs as final syllable in many names of places such as Fulda, formerly Fuldaha, Biberach, Biberich, etc. In the plural, it is Aachen or Waters Springs, which is the German name of Aix-la-Chapelle. Aix, the French name of so many places connected with springs, is derived from Latin aqua, which became in Old French aigues and then aux. Compared the Celtic ex, else. And now we have Aachen, Aix-la-Chapelle, and then Aalborg, which is Aalborg. It's Aalborg, or Eeltown, a seaport in the north of Jutland, with a considerable trade. Population 1901, 31,457. Alright, and we are going to stop there. So we did the letter A to the word Aalborg. And next week, tomorrow, we will do Ali Pasha. So we'll start with the word Ali Pasha. That's AALIPASHA. So those are 2 words. Ali Pasha. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on my journey today. Stay tuned for the next word in the encyclopedia, and again, that's Ali Pasha. While you await the next encyclopedia entry from the new Imperial Encyclopedia and Dictionary published in 1909, let me know if you've already read the entire encyclopedia. If you have, which one have you read? If you haven't, how long has it been since you picked up an encyclopedia? And I don't mean, whenever I say how long has it been since you picked up an encyclopedia, I don't necessarily mean Google or Wikipedia. I mean a physical hold in your hands or put it on the table because it's so heavy encyclopedia. And don't forget, as a reminder, to like, comment, and share with your family and friends who might enjoy this challenge. And subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next entry for the Encyclopedia of Ali Pasha. So thank you again so much, and I hope you have a blessed day. I can't wait to read the next entries.